The internet feels safe. A screen, a username, a few passwords. That's all it takes, right, to stay hidden. But sometimes, it's not you doing the watching. Tonight's video is about the moments where digital curiosity turned to real-world terror. You'll hear 3 true stories. A teenager who clicked the wrong deep web link and met something that saw him back. A quiet Reddit user who woke up to find a photo of herself taken from her window. And a woman whose entire identity was hijacked by a stalker who never even had to touch her. These aren't ghost stories. There's something worse. Because the monsters in tonight's video don't live under your bed. They live in your inbox, your feed, your camera. So turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and remember, you only need to click once to never be alone again. Story 1. The Nameless Website. A dive into digital darkness. When I was 17, like a lot of naive kids, I thought I was invincible. Smart enough to avoid real danger, curious enough to toe the line. That's when I first heard about the deep web. Not the dark web with all the horror stories, but the hidden internet where people claimed you could find anything. My friend Josh sent me a link to Dream Market. He said he used it occasionally to buy Adderall during exam weeks. He made it sound casual, like ordering pizza. I had a graduation project due, so I thought I'd do the same. Just a couple of pills. That was the plan. But once I was in, it was like falling down a rabbit hole. Everything was anonymous, cryptic. There were listings for counterfeit money, fake passports, weapons, and something labeled only as custom experiences. That's when I clicked a plain text link titled Home Base. It led to a black page with a single white header, no branding, no menus. Below it was a list of links, random characters, nothing descriptive. Most were dead ends. Except one. It opened what looked like a chat room. No title, no instructions. Just a few users online with usernames like XR9JQ and 0000XX. Before I could even type, one of them messaged me. "Yo." I replied, "Yo." "What are you looking for?" they asked. I shrugged. "First time here. Anything cool?" They sent one final message. "Check this out." Then a link. I clicked. The page took nearly a full minute to load. First it was all black. Then a low-res video frame appeared. There were no controls, just a single grainy black and white video feed. It showed an empty concrete room. In the center, a mannequin sat on a wooden chair. At least I thought it was a mannequin. I leaned closer. The stillness was unnatural. Its limbs were just 2 long fingers too thin. It didn't breathe. Then it moved. Abruptly. It jerked forward like someone pulling on strings. It stood up and without hesitation charged straight at the camera. A high-pitched screech blared from my speakers. Its face, porcelain white with hollow black eyes, slammed into the lens. Then the screen went black. I gasped. Slammed the tab shut. But the browser didn't respond. My entire screen froze, then dimmed. Then, my webcam light turned on. I stared at the tiny green light like it was a loaded gun. On screen, a video feed appeared. It was me. A pale, terrified face staring back at itself. Then a voice came through my speakers, low, raspy, modulated like it was passed through a dozen filters. "Hello, my full name. Thanks for visiting." I froze. I hadn't given my name anywhere. Then a new file appeared on my desktop. "We see you. TXT." I clicked it. My hands were shaking. It had one line, "We're watching." I slammed the laptop shut. The next morning I went straight to Best Buy. The tech guy ran a few scans, told me it looked like malware or a ratting tool. But he couldn't explain how they accessed my webcam, or how they knew my name. I never used that laptop again. I destroyed the hard drive, got a new system, new accounts, new email. But that night changed everything. I can't watch video feeds anymore. I taped over every webcam in my house. I stopped clicking random links. I don't browse incognito. I don't even save passwords. Because that thing in the video, it wasn't just a mannequin. It watched me. Not through the camera, but from the other side of the screen. And even now, sometimes when my room is silent and my monitor's off, I swear I can still feel it. Staring back. Story 2. The photo. Outside the window, a digital stalker's warning. I live in a quiet part of Nova Scotia, Canada. A peaceful town where the worst thing that usually happens is a raccoon tipping over a trash bin. I'm 24, not very social, and spend most of my free time on Reddit. I mostly post photos, old buildings, foggy fields, the occasional sunrise from my bedroom window. Nothing revealing, nothing dramatic. One night I was lying in bed scrolling through Reddit as usual. It was past midnight when I got a direct message. Check your email, spam folder. That was it. The username was just a string of numbers, no posts, no comment history. Account less than a day old. Normally I'd ignore something like that, but something about the message made me pause. My gut didn't like it, so I checked. Buried in my spam folder was an email titled, "I know who you are." I clicked, and there it was, a list of my personal details. Not just my name, my address, phone number, a list of subreddits I'd commented in, my Reddit password accurate to the letter, even the names of a few friends I'd messaged. Then at the bottom, send $5,000 to this Bitcoin wallet. If not, you'll regret it. One chance. My chest felt tight, like I couldn't breathe. I covered my webcam with a piece of tape, even though I wasn't sure if that would help. Then I replied to the Reddit account. "Who are you? How did you get this?" No answer. A few minutes later, the account was deleted. I spent the next hour changing every password I had, email, social media, even my old gaming logins. I activated two-factor authentication on everything. Then I shut my laptop, curled up under the blanket, and tried to sleep. But I didn't. The next morning, things felt calmer. I opened my laptop, checked my email. Nothing new. Then I saw it. My desktop background had changed. It wasn't a system update. It wasn't a photo I had. It was a picture taken from outside my bedroom window. In the photo, I was lying in bed, back turned to the window, curtains open. Whoever took that picture had been outside my house, watching. I jumped back from my chair, heart racing. I ran to the window, but there was no one there. Still, I closed the blinds shut, the curtain, locked the window, and turned on every light in the house. And then, ding. A Windows error sound, followed by a pop-up. A black box with white text. No X to close it. No way to exit. Just one word. Pay. I slammed the laptop shut, called my dad immediately, told him everything. He was at my place in less than 15 minutes. We packed up a few things and I moved in with him and my mom that night. Before we left, my dad stood in my driveway and yelled into the night, "I know you're listening. If you ever come near my daughter again, I will find you." That was the last time I stayed in that house alone. For the next few weeks, nothing happened. No more emails, no more photos. I even got a new laptop, but I never figured out how they got my information, or how they got that photo. There were no security breaches, no signs of physical intrusion, just silence. But every night since then, I close my curtains, I double lock my window, and sometimes when I check my Instagram stories, I scroll through every viewer, looking for a name I don't recognize. Because one wrong post, one open window, might have been all they needed, and whoever was watching me, I don't think they were done. Story 3. The virtual boyfriend. My name is Miranda. I'm 25, and like most people my age, I basically live online: Instagram, Reddit, Snapchat, TikTok. But this story isn't about my social media habits. It's about how someone used them against me, to try and control me. It started like something out of a spam folder. I got an email one night claiming I was being sued by some company I'd never heard of. There was a link attached to view the supposed legal documents. Stupidly, I clicked it. Nothing loaded at first. Then my screen flickered. My cursor froze. And I heard a strange noise coming from my speakers, like heavy breathing distorted looped. My heart sank. I just walked into a virus trap. I shut the window, restarted my laptop, and hoped that would be the end of it. But it wasn't. The next morning I woke up to a flood of messages. "Hey Miranda, is your Insta hacked? You okay? What's with that weird meme you posted? I tried to open my Instagram, but I was locked out. Same with Snapchat. My Facebook was gone too. It was like someone had gotten into every account I had and was now playing with my identity." I checked my email again, and there it was. A new message. Subject, "Do you see me now?" Body, just a link to a private Snap account. No words, just that. Out of morbid curiosity, I clicked it. The account name was random, just numbers and letters. The profile picture was a blurry, zoomed-in photo of my front door. He started sending snaps. The first was a video, just a voice whispering, "I finally got your attention." Then another, "Don't ignore me this time." Then a selfie from inside a car. In the background behind his head was my neighborhood. I recognized the mailbox across the street. I was being watched. Panicking, I responded, "Who are you?" "What do you want?" he replied. "To be seen. You always ignored me. In class, at the coffee shop, online. But I noticed everything. I just wanted to be your virtual boyfriend." I blocked him. He made a new account. Then another. And another. Each time sending more threatening snaps. "I know your schedule. I like the way you look when you sleep." Then he sent a video. It was him, sitting in a parked car, in front of my apartment complex. Caption, "Don't shut me out again." I completely lost it. Called my dad immediately. He drove across town that night and stayed with me. We reported everything to the police. I showed them the emails, the videos, the messages. They said it was likely someone who'd been following me for a while digitally and possibly physically. The worst part, he never used his real name. All the accounts were masked. No clear trace. Instagram helped me recover my account. I changed every password I had, bought a new phone, set up security cameras. I didn't block him again. I let the police monitor the messages. Eventually, the snaps stopped. The email account went dead, but the paranoia didn't. To this day, I still check every car parked near my place. I tape over my webcam. I haven't posted a selfie in almost a year. People think stalkers are just creepy exes or strangers you bump into once. But sometimes, it's the person who's always been watching from the shadows. And in the digital age, they don't need to break into your house. They just need you to click once. 3 stories. 3 lives changed by a single action. A click. A photo. A response. The boy who opened a window into something inhuman. The girl who posted one too many sunrises. The woman who blocked a stranger and became his obsession. The truth is, you don't know who's watching. Not really. You don't know who's in that blank account with no profile pic. You don't know who's behind that email titled urgent. And worst of all, once you invite them in, they don't need to knock again. Maybe they're still there, lingering in your follower list, lurking in a file buried deep in your system, sitting outside your house, just waiting for you to check your phone, waiting to be noticed again. So double check your passwords, cover your webcam, And the next time you get a random message that says, "Check this out," don't. Because sometimes the scariest thing you can do on the internet is look back.